Hey guys, how are you? It's Wednesday. Look over there. Hope everybody is doing well. And I hopped on because we're going to do a name reveal for my new baby. Also wanted to feed him. I know some people prefer bottle feeding. We've had a lot of debate about what is like normal with dolls and what we're comfortable with. So I just wanted to give you the heads up that I am feeding him. So hopefully it doesn't make you guys uncomfortable. And do you think that bottle feeding is the way to go? This little guy, I prefer to go natural. Okay guys, back in all seriousness of dolls. So I'm back with my little man here. He is my newest addition. He is the Sunny Sculpt by Joanna Kazmierczak, reborn by Emily Cook from Deadly Nightshade Reborn Nursery. You can find her on Facebook. She is she creates an unbelievable array of alternative babies. And this little guy is my baby vampire. He did get dressed into this cute outfit that I had gotten. I had originally gotten it for Charlie. It's by I can't see the tag right now, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. So I'm pretty settled on a name. It's the name that I've looked at for him or thought of in my mind for him since I first saw him. His first name will remain Vladimir, which is the sculpt name or the name that the artist gave to this particular baby when she made him, and I adore the name. But as with many of my babies, like Annie Brewster, the first name is like mostly silent, like Michael Silas. So that's how I do it around here. So, and I did slightly misspeak when I kind of blurted out his name in the details video, but I have decided that to name him Lestat. Lestat is based on the character from the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. And he was actually Lestat de Lioncourt, and I said de la Court, but it's Lestat de Lioncourt. And I just wanted to share a few fun facts about his namesake. So Lestat was obviously a vampire. He had a couple of really special nicknames. The Rule Breaker is one of them, but the one that I adore and that he really adored also, the character, is the Brat Prince. So Lestat in the books, he is obviously an adult when he becomes a vampire. He's 6 feet tall, blonde hair, curly, sometimes appears white under fluorescent lighting. His eyes are gray, but they reflect the colors of blue or violet easily from surfaces around them. So they will show up blue or sometimes even violet depending on that lighting. Short, narrow nose and a mouth that's well-shaped but somewhat large for his face. Personality-wise, because of his boldness, enthusiasm, and defiance, Lestat's seniors refer to him affectionately as the Brat Prince, a title of which he is very fond. He is very vain and concerned with fashion, and will pause mid-narrative to remind the reader what he is wearing. He enjoys performing on stage, which he does both as a mortal actor in Paris and a vampire in his rock band called the Vampire Lestat that he forms with a group of humans in the 1980s. He's also fond of music. He sings and plays the piano and violin. Although he is illiterate as a mortal man, he learns to read and loves literature as a vampire. In one period of his life, he becomes a hermit and spends every night holed up at home reading. His first language that he learns is French. He has a French accent. He says he speaks English like a cross between a boatman and Sam Spade, and is fond of slang. Throughout his long life, Lestat is plagued by common philosophical questions such as, are my actions good or bad? Is there a God? Am I in his plan? What happens after death? What makes a person happy? He finds himself more in love with humanity than ever before, despite his relationship with mankind being savage. For a while, he sees life as the savage garden, filled with beauty and death. He is somewhat altruistic, sending lots of gifts out to family and sharing his wealth. He also spends large spans of his existence hunting only evildoers rather than feeding from any innocent victims, but he doesn't always abide by that rule. As a vampire, Lestat's abilities include telepathy, mind reading, superhuman physical attributes, and rapid healing. He eventually receives blood from several ancient vampires, and his strength increases dramatically and allows him to fly, perform feats of telekinesis and pyrokinesis, and survive exposure to the sun. After he, I'm not going to say what he did in this one book because it may be a little too shocking for some, but he was infused with the spirit of Amal and became the host of the Sacred Core, effectively making himself the most powerful vampire on the planet. Although he's painted as an anti-hero in Interview with the Vampire, he's quick to defend his own behavior. In The Vampire Lestat, he spends much of the book telling people he's hardly the monster previous narrators have made him out to be. Most of the book, he is instead painted as a fun-loving hero who even leads the charge against Akasha, the vampire queen. So he was originally born on November 7th, 1958. And I have to look because this little guy was born in November in 2017. As the seventh son of the Marquis d'Auvergne in the Auvergne region of France, only 2 of his brothers survived to adulthood. So, a strained relationship with his dad and brothers, complicated relationship with his mom, but he adores her. And his life and his relationships with those around him are all summarized on the incredible source of knowledge called Wikipedia. I have read most of the books. I definitely read all of the books when they were first coming out. I did get older. Also, Anne Rice took a break from writing these kinds of books for a time and then returned to it. I definitely recommend the stories if you're into that kind of thing. She paints a wonderful set of characters. So now you may officially welcome Lestat to our nursery. He is a little scamp already. He has found a close friend here in this little Spidey, and he also thinks pretty much everything is hilarious. You should see when he gets dressed. He just thinks that it's the funniest thing. I can tell you that he's 100% adored here. He is a gorgeous boy. Come up and say hello to everybody. There's his little fangs. You can see his little gums. He's quite precious. So he's been sitting up with Silas on the little shelf that oversees the room, and with it playing peekaboo out of his blanket. He's quite a joy to walk in and see. So that's his name. He is getting settled and fitting in quite nicely around here. He is most definitely welcomed into the home. We've had no issues for those of you who have been worried about him being a little bit dangerous at night. He is a pure doll. So thanks everybody for your amazing congratulations and your beautiful comments about him and for appreciating him. I know he's a little bit different, but I think that, you know, as most of you have said, he is just a spectacular piece of art. Just truly an amazingly painted and amazingly rooted baby. I never actually thought that I would go for a Sunny kit. I've always admired it. I thought about it once. I had a chance to get one from one of my most admired artists, secondhand, and I ultimately didn't get that doll. And yet, for this creation, I think he was the absolute perfect choice of kits. So that is us, and we will bid you adieu until next time. We thank you for stopping by and sharing your time with us. And we will be back before too long. Much love, and bye for now.